now is actually the perfect time for you to buy your home. Well, it's not perfect. The perfect time would have been 2012 and get all that equity. But when I say perfect, I mean that when we're facing economic uncertainty, it's actually great to have a home because it's your protection. It is literally your shelter and figuratively your fiscal shelter as well, literally done correctly. So to all the people who said that they were going to wait it out and buy homes again when it was affordable, all the people who said, this is crazy, it's not sustainable, I'm going to wait till the high rates come around and that'll make it crash, that'll stop things. Look, I never wanted to be wrong more, but I wasn't, because facts, not fear. That's what I deal with. Data and history, not recency bias and headlines. What happened is 5, even close to 6%, it's here, and the crash didn't come. All it did was weed out the bottom portion of the multiple buyers on every home, but we still have multiple buyers on every home, just not as many. Homes are still selling. They're just a little slower pace compared to the insane speed and the insane prices that we had recently. I do my best to help open the mind of first-time buyers and eliminate the recency bias of today's headlines. The market always moves in cycles, but it doesn't move on a whim. It actually moves on data. I hear so many comments from people that are trying to time the perfect time to buy a house. There really is no perfect time. Like I said, the perfect time was, 2020 or 2021, or actually 2012 to be precise. So when you hear people flippantly say, you can't buy now, it's crazy, rates and prices are high, you gotta wait. Why are they saying that? What data do they have to back that up? I know maybe they've been closely paying attention to things in the housing market for the past year or two, but I've been watching this since 2005. And you know what? Those people were saying that back in 2019 and 2020, and they said it was going to crash now with 5 and 6% rates, and it didn't. Not to brag, I told you when it was perfect when I started the podcast, and I ended up looking like a hero to all those people from the very beginning who bought in 2019 when I started the podcast. And in 2020, even the folks who bought in 2021. What I'm telling you now is forecasting for the future, trying to figure out what's next in 2022, is that a slowdown, yeah, sure, it means it's not going to be a great, big, splashy, sexy buy. You're not going to make a ton of equity the first year you own your home. But the alternative is to spend $25,000 or $35,000 a year in rent while you're waiting to get some imaginary discount that isn't going to be coming for years. Think of it this way. Let's say the market goes up for a couple of years and then goes down, even though Dave Ramsey said it's 5 more years. Let me give you an example. Let's say the market goes up for a couple of years, 23 and 24. Then it flattens in 25 and starts to go down in 26. Now, if you're going, well, what happens if it crashes? It's not going to crash. It's not happening. If that's what you think, wrong podcast. Sorry, dude, or dudette, whoever you are, do the math. I'm not selling $100,000 gains here. I'm actually giving you the truth. So I'm still saying in this example that the market goes up for only 2 years, even though some people say it's going to go more than that. But let's finish the example. It goes up 23, 24, corrects and goes down 25, 26. So that means you're renting for 4 years. You're paying all that money, and then when you get ready to buy 4 years from now, up for 2 years, down for 2 years, prices are still the same as they are today. And who knows what interest rates that's going to be. And you've spent all that money wasted because you're waiting for that big discount to come, and it's not going to come. So do yourself a favor, keep doing the research, read the facts, and understand what's really behind what's happening. Because you're going to see headlines saying that the number of sales are down 13% from last year. Yeah, that's true. But if you read the entire article, not just the scary headline that was there to make you click on it, sales are down 13%. True, but prices are up 7 to 8%. Over the past few years, security is everywhere for people. We're more ready for this recession than we've ever been. We have $3.8 trillion in equity. Did you see that? I almost said billion. I was starting to make a B with my mouth, and then I forgot. It's 3.8 trillion in equity. The average person over the last 12 months has gained $64,000 in equity. That's free value on their home. So that foreclosure crash that people talk about, that's not coming. People are secure in their homes so they can withstand things. Not like the last time. Don't give up on the dream of buying your home. In most markets, some places the monthly payment is pretty much the same owning as renting. You might have to pay a little bit more, but you're paying for your security. Using all the right tactics with less competition, actually, now is a better time than ever for you to get a home because it's going to be a lot less battle, a lot less competition. And what do? You make sure you have the right unicorn team representing you. Because the run-up in housing the last couple of years has given a lot of people the idea that maybe this is what they should do. They should help people buy houses. Here's a fun fact. We had an increase of realtors of 100,000 over the past year. 100,000 new realtors. Yeah, a whole bunch of people think this is a great way to get rich quick. It'll be easy, right? You know what else it did? That dropped the average experience of a realtor from 9 years to 8 years. Doesn't sound like a lot, but if you think about it, if everybody total dropped a year in how much experience they have, that means you have to be more careful than ever when you're picking someone. Currently, we've got 3 million licensed agents in the United States. Do you know how many homes we have for sale? 1.25 million. Yeah. That's too many people trying to do the same job. So what does that mean? It means the average real estate agent sells 3 to 4 homes a year for a grand total of a salary of $33,000 a year. Last time I checked, you can work at In-N-Out Burger for $18 an hour. So if you work 50 weeks and take 2 weeks vacation at In-N-Out and you work 40 hours a week, you can make $36,000 a year. The average realtor makes $33,000 a year. Do you see why I started this podcast? So look, if you're new to the podcast, go to howtobuyahome.com to get started. You can learn everything you need to know for the big question, where do I start? What do I do? And then when you're ready, to help you avoid those In-N-Out Burger salary real estate agents, we'll make sure that you know everything you need to know about choosing the right realtor, someone who makes, less than my local burger flipper. And of course, keep checking the podcast. We're going to keep kicking these out with all the new economic updates with what's happening as the market changes. But if you're looking to get things started, go to howtobuyahome.com. And if you haven't been to the YouTube channel, check it out. It's the How to Buy a Home podcast. Subscribe there for YouTube videos, and we're also on the YouTube Shorts. Still on the Instagram at David Sidoni, and also the Facebook group is How to Buy a Home. Hey, I'm still waiting to hear back from you guys on where we should start our community. I've got some people starting to come back to me and giving me some ideas. Someone said I should start a subreddit. That's awesome. How do you start a subreddit? Somebody tell me how to do that and I'll do it. I'm also wondering if maybe a Discord is something that we should do. Let me know about that. Reach out to me. howtobuyahome.com. Just send me an email. And yeah, I know I didn't talk about points 4 and 5, the recession that's coming and the inflation. You know why? Because they're too big a topics. So I'm going to save that, and we're going to do it in part 2 of this episode. Thanks for listening today. Review the podcast, share with your friends, share. Let's start the revolution of empowerment and knowledge. It's not going to be sexy if you buy a house right now, but you're going to thank me in 10 years. You're going to be able to dump your rent and make a better life for yourself without having to save money. Everyone's like, I don't want to save my money. I want to live and do things now. Who wants to save 30% of your paycheck because a recession's coming? I don't care. FOMO, YOLO. Okay, look, I get it. I'm even on your side. You don't have to save 30% of your paycheck every month to be ready for what's going on. You just have to replace your biggest monthly payment. Change it from rent to a mortgage, then you're prepared. See? It's that simple. You can do this.